Well, it's that time again. It's me, Big J, and today we are hanging out in this beautiful cul-de-sac when I wish I was at a campground having a cocktail. However, that's not the case, but what is the case is I'm going to take you on a tour of this awesome Jayco 30Z. I'm going to show you guys the outside, I'm going to show you the inside, I'm going to show you what I love, and probably there's going to be something I don't like, but you never know. If this is your first time at the channel, welcome. My name is Jeremy and I love playing with RVs. And what I love doing anymore is what I love doing the most, how about let's say, is building RV suspension and making these the most comfortable driving experience that you could ever have at a company called Tech Design. So if you're looking to upgrade your suspension, go check them out. We've been doing this for a year or 25 actually this year. But guys, this is a Jayco 30Z. This is the Grayhawk model. And where we're coming up with that 30 foot is going to be from the tail to the front of the nose. So actually this coach is going to be a little bit longer than 30 feet, but just giving you an idea of how they come up with that number. Now the Z is going to be the floor plan inside, and we're gonna take a look at that as well. Now this particular model has some really cool upgrades to it. You can see it's got these really nice chrome ultra wheels. It's a polished aluminum wheel actually, but really giving it a nice, just personalizing this motorhome, let's say. The other thing that was done to this coach is you can see that beautiful Tech Design suspension on it. This is a 4-inch suspension kit along with a steering stabilizer to give you the best ride you could ever have in a Class C. Now I will tell you one thing that I absolutely love in this, starting off at the beginning. I love when the door is all the way in the front. It gives you so much more room of all your amenities versus like having the door in the middle and then you have like one little chair that seems like almost useless. So something to consider when looking for your favorite floor plan. You can see that also allows for this giant awning going down almost the whole side of the coach, which is great because now it's going to give me plenty of room to sit underneath and enjoy the shade on those really bright days. However, if it gets windy, make sure you retract it because the last thing you want is to come back and that thing is all torn up. Now, one thing that is really unique about this motorhome is you're going to see this rear slide. The slide comes out in the master bedroom in order to give it more space. Typically on most of these motorhomes, you're going to see a single wall or a double wall slide on the driver's side. Can't think of the last motorhome that I've seen with a passenger side slide. It's also going to have a lot of storage underneath the bed in the back, which is going to be really, really nice. Oh, look at the keys just magically appeared. And let's go ahead and open this up because I think that this is something that is really important to show you. That is if the key actually works. And I'm not doing so hot, or maybe that's not the key to this lock. And I'm not gonna lie, it does look like somebody has messed with it. I don't think it's gonna be that key. I'm sorry, I don't get to show you what's inside. You are gonna, here, let's try over here, because a lot of times these storage are going to be connected. I just don't think that that's the key, guys. We're gonna say that it's not. Most of these coaches now are coming with that exterior shower, and that's great, especially if you're at the beach, you have kids. It's really nice to spray them off before they drag all of that stuff into the inside of it. Now, one thing you will notice on this is probably about an 18-inch slide out. Some of these other slide outs, like my Jayco 24B, has almost a 32-inch slide, so that full wall slide comes out quite a bit. And that's another thing to consider if you have a motorhome with a big slide. You'll notice that oftentimes the manufacturer will actually put a 1-inch block in that driver's side slide to compensate for the weight of this where it leans. However, in the back of this, Tech Designs put a full progressive leaf spring in the back, where you don't need to do that. Eliminate the Hellwig sway bars. You don't need to run an airbag, sumo springs, or any of the other Band-Aids. Now, another thing that I do like about this coach is I like how the kind of fender flare rolls into the whole fender. That's going to be really nice because it's really giving you a large footprint in order to get into the coach. And you may think that that's not a big deal, but I feel like as you get older, having that larger, more stable footprint is going to be really important. So there it is. Now, another really nice thing that I do like about this model, and typically you see this on the Integra models, is that large front window in the front of it. That is really nice. Now, I do want to explain something else that is really important as you search for your next RV. And look at that. There goes another Jayco right there. Bye-bye, Mr. Jayco. That looks like that has a 6-inch kit on it, along with a backpack and all kinds of other fun stuff, like a front bumper. These things are just like ants. They're here everywhere, you know? So let me explain the difference between the Jayco model and some of the other models. And I'm not even a spokesperson for Jayco, but this is what made me go with the Jayco model. I like this one-piece cap that goes on here. Some of the other motorhomes, it's going to be a side and then a top piece. And I had my last motorhome actually fail where those all came together and started leaking up in that front bunk. So that's what made me go with the Jayco model. Another thing that I really like is if you really come all the way in here, you'll see that the body of the chassis right here actually sits on a rubber isolator. What's nice about that is that's going to absorb a lot of the road vibration that you would typically get. It's what you find in most vehicles. However, a lot of motorhomes are welded straight to the frame, which doesn't allow them to flex, and if it does, potentially causing more damage for the motorhome. So I hope that helped you. We walked around the outside. Now let's go probably check out your most favorite part about it, is the inside of this. Wow, coming in hot. Now, this thing is really, really nice. I do love all the white. They've actually done some really cool things. I like the plant in here, and they've actually used some like glue to hold that down. I forget what it's like, a museum putty, but it's pretty cool. So a lot of really nice things. I like the white in here, and I think that that's important because it really, even with a little bit of lighting, a lot of the blinds closed, it's still going to give you a lot of light in here. Now, we're just gonna go talk about the first thing as we sit at this table that I absolutely hate. Let's talk about that cross ventilation that we are completely not getting as we come into this motorhome, and just like you want some air. Guys, I hate these windows. I really do. I hate these frameless windows. They look great. It sounds great, but you know, they're just not that great for getting cross ventilation or letting a lot of air into these coaches. Jayco, listen to me, for God's sake. Change the windows back. Probably not going to happen. So with this slide out, you do have a lot of room in this kind of like living area. I definitely like the reclining chairs as you come in here. This is great. I have a large TV across from me. Heck, I even have a fireplace, guys. I mean, how awesome is that? And what's really nice as well is behind the TV, it pulls out and is going to give you additional storage in there. Now, I will tell you one of the least favorite things about my Jayco, and now keep this in mind. This could be simply just because I have kids. I broke the vents. I don't know, something fell into it. My kids kicked it. I don't know really what happened, and this is kind of crazy. This is a brand new coach, and look at this. You know, we just left some screws in there. Definitely don't want to. We'll get rid of those because I definitely don't want those damaging the floor. But broke the vents. Another thing, if you have broken your vents on there, WeldTech Designs does make some really cool vent covers that will go on there. They're all aluminum, a lot stronger. Heck, you can kick them, beat them up, and they're going to take the abuse. I like the amount of cabinet space that I have in here. I also thought that this little island was nice as well. It's giving me this double sink right here. I think that that is awesome. And then I like how they use the space with the drawers. And then not only that, but as we come around to the other side, there is another storage down here. Now, me personally, I'd probably use that for like a trash can, but you know, putting pots and stuff in it, it's just, when you have a motorhome, you need to utilize like everything you possibly can in here. Another thing to keep in mind, we have our favorite. Some of these are getting better, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I always call these a rattler because they rattle so much. This one is still going to have the oven, which is going to be great. I've broken my cooktop twice. So, no bueno. I just ditched it, got rid of it. So reclining chairs, the TV, extra storage space, you know, lots of room up in the top, more cabinet space. Now, guys, here's going to be another thing that I'm not a big fan of. I don't know why. I don't like having my sink like in my hallway. I feel like my sink should be in my bathroom. Call me crazy. Like, does that bug any of you guys? Are you completely okay with this, or would you rather, you know, I guess I could be doing my makeup here while my kid's taking a dump, you know, or something. I don't know. Just something to think about. I want to point out everything. I would love for you guys to comment like, hey, that doesn't bug me at all. I'm okay with that. When you come into the back now, you can see having that slide out allows you to be able to walk around the bed. Otherwise, you would not be able to. So this has got the like center mount island bed. I do like this. I like how they've given you storage. You're gonna have wireless charging back here. They've also put little nooks in here so you can store additional things. Plugs on both sides. That's gonna be nice as well. And then you got that. Let's get some light in here. And then we also have our exit. If you need to get out quick, there is the way to go. A lot of nice light. Now here's another thing that I do like. Because of the size of this, you're going to notice that it has its own AC in the back. There's also an AC in the front. So I think that that's nice because of the size of this motorhome. I 100% know that one AC would not be enough. Now here's the other thing. I would love to hear from you guys. I'm looking at upgrading my AC unit in my Jayco because when it's 100 degrees out, like I can't get it to go below like 90. Like this AC that comes in the Jayco models just isn't enough in my opinion. And I'm looking for something different. And when I do upgrade it, I will let you know what I change to. You have the TV in the back. This thing's cute. I think it's a little small. I would put it on a swivel because who wants to be watching a TV from over there at that angle? So I would go bigger on the TV. I'd also want it on a swivel. And I did just that in my motorhome because, yeah, that's cute. I like the amount of wardrobe space. You also, this is pretty cool too. An actual spot to store the ladder. That ladder is going to go up in the front. You can see it's actually strapped to it, as well as, you know, giving you the, you know, some place to be able to put, you know, shirts. So that's going to act as your wardrobe closet as well. It's the little details that are going to make a big difference in these coaches for sure. And then there is going to be the bathroom. We're knocking trash cans over. So definitely enough space in here. Let's just put that back. Let's just go ahead and get in. So no problem. Definitely you could be 6'5" and take a shower in here. Obviously having this be able to be removed, you got that, no problem. And then when it comes to using this, no problem, guys. I could definitely do my business here. This is nice. I don't see any issues with this. Some of these bathrooms you get into and you're like, man, I can't even shut the door and I use the bathroom. Again, I really like the cabinets, like how much cabinet space in there for whether it's towels or clothes or everything. And there we go. Another nice thing, you'll see all the molding. And let me give you, here's my pro tip. So When you're sliding your slide in or out, make sure that everything is clear. Make sure your driver's seat is up. Not only have I done it, I've seen customers rip this fascia off because it catches on the seat. So something to consider, something to think about as well. I think I pretty much got everything on the inside of this. So let's talk about this. I do like they have that curtain in there. Usually these are going to have a power slide that closes. And so it will power slide close. And another thing that I like is normally there'll be a second TV up in here. That's great because if your kids are going to be up there, they can watch TV. Obviously, it's fun to watch the road. This is going to go up. So you're easily going to be able to sleep 2 people up here. You could even sleep 2 adults. You could easily sleep 2 kids here. Now, the only downfall of having this double recliner is, you're not really going to be able to sleep on it. Maybe you might pass out on it because you're drunk, but not really ideal for sleeping. Me personally, I'd rather have that be like a sofa so that could pull out, could put another kid there potentially. So 2 in the back, 2. So I'm going to say that this motorhome could safely sleep 6. Maybe 4 adults and 2 kids. So I think that's all I have. It's time to break down this thing and give you what my ratings are on it. All right, guys, so let's break this down. So when it comes to features, I think that this thing's going to rank pretty high. I'm going to be at like an 8. I really like the island. I like how things are set up in here. When it comes to comfort, I think that this thing is going to be extremely comfortable, especially for like a family of 4. I think that this is going to meet all your needs. You're easily going to be able to sit at the table. I definitely like that. We're going to be at like an 8 for that as well. Longevity, I like the way that these coaches are built. I think with the new Weldtech design suspension on it, I think it's going to have less abuse on the coach itself. So we're going to go with an 8 as well on that. Well, when it comes to drivability, this thing is going to be a 10 for sure. This thing drives absolutely amazing, stays on the road, tracks the road very well, absorbs the bumps and dips, and the greatest thing about it is it's a one and done suspension, so it's all done. And I say I am too, but I'm not. I'm going to tell you more. So this coach typically is going to range in around that $120,000 price range. I do think that these days that's pretty standard and not a bad value for the coach that you're getting and the size of this coach. I'm going to still put it at like a 7. So when it comes to the layout, I really like everything about it. The only one thing I would change is the captain's chairs into recliners. I'm giving this as well a 7. So when it comes to storage, it does have the large storage underneath the back of it and decent amount of little storage cabinets. I like the inside storage as well. It's getting a 7. So when it comes to sleeping, it's going to easily sleep 6 people. I'm giving that a 7. I think that this coach is on that borderline. It is a little bit bigger, so it's not going to fit in a lot of like normal camping spots that some of the smaller ones do. This is still going to go in all the national parks. I think we're going to keep going. This is another lucky 7. All right, guys, so you know that I absolutely hate these windows. This is going to be like a 3. I think the windows are just junk. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, Big J, checking out this awesome Jayco. This is a 30Z. This thing is pretty cool. I definitely like it and would love to take it on a trip. However, it's not mine and I'm going to have to give it back, but I definitely like this. If you enjoy watching videos like this, hopefully I was entertaining as well as educating you on some of the things that you might do to your motorhome or maybe in your never-ending search for your perfect motorhome. I know I'm still looking for my perfect one, so I guess that means I got another video to make, so I'll see you in the next video. See you guys.